Hi, this is Leigh Ambergy, stampwithleigh.com. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Mentor, Ohio, and thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel today. And if you are a regular and you're coming back, thank you. Welcome. It's great to have you back with me. If you are new, this is the first time you've been to my channel, welcome. Please make sure you hit subscribe for my YouTube channel, and also check out my blog, stampwithleigh.com, and make sure when you're over there to also subscribe. You'll be notified by email when I have a posting of a new card or a project. So with that said and out of the way, let's get started with today's card. And this is going to be something just a little bit different than what I normally do. This card was featured at a recent fancy fold, creative fold card class I have. And if you do live in Northeast Ohio, check out my my calendar of events page. I will have a link that will take you there. If you're at my blog, you will also be able to find it from there. But what I do at this class is there are 3 cards made. And what you do is you have a template, you make a template, you make the actual card with the fold, but then you also have directions for each of the 3 cards. And it gives you the cardstock directions, measurements. It tells you what to do, how to create the fold, and if there's any extra little like tidbits of here's what you need for designer series paper. So again, that's a class I have. And if you've noticed, I don't have names. I just go by numbers. And why I do that is I have found certain folds might have 2 or 3 different names, or it's called something different. And then it gets confusing. And then if it's like, I don't know the name of that, so what do I do? So I number mine. And let's see, we just finished up with fancy fold number 78. But this one is 77, number 77. And what I do for my own personal use is I always number it, and then I write on this. And then I keep this because after 78 fancy folds, if I see a fold or whatever, I'm like, oh, it looks familiar, but have we made that? So then I have to go through and see if we have made it. But this fold is so stinking simple. And I do have a previous blog post where I featured this same exact fold with an Easter card. And instead of the square, it had a circle. I'll see if I can find that, and I'll link that in with my blog post. So again, head over to my blog post. In the description box, I will have a link that will take you back to this blog post. And also on there, we'll have the other one, the Easter card that I did with this fold. But again, if you can see, this is the fold, and it starts with just a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock. Long side, you're going to score at 1 1/4, 4 1/4, and then you're just snipping off the end. That's all you're doing. And again, I believe this is Karen Titus. She's a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I believe that's who it was where I got this. Yeah, I'm not really sure. After I saw this and I made it, I was like gone crazy with it. So this is what I'm going to show today, but I am just switching this up just a little bit. So I have my card base here. I've already snipped off, and this is not anything that's measured. It's just whatever, how much ever. I would suggest you leave this a little bit longer if you are like this, doing something that's got a larger fold on it. If you're doing something maybe a smaller rectangle or square, you might want to snip more off because you don't want to see this, but you don't want to make this so thin that it's really sloppy and floppy. So let's get started. On this, I used, it's an online exclusive, Springtime Scenes. So this is the stamp set. These are all of the coordinating dies. And I don't have my inspiration sheet in front of me that tells me all the products I use, so I'm gonna wing it. But I did do coloring with blends, and I have 2 of them here. And the blends I used were Old Olive, Real Red, and Basic Black. So that was my coloring. For my little leaves, I used 2-tone cardstock, and it was Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. And for the life of me, I don't remember the name of the designer series paper. I think it's mixed up patterns. And this in the grouping just said spring to me. So this was a springtime card. And then my 2-tone cardstock again is Daffodil Delight. And I love layering with 2-tone cardstock because it's not bulky. It doesn't add bulk or weight to my card. So I'm going to take my piece of designer series paper, and my stripes are in the opposite direction just because I didn't have any more paper that way. So you cut it the way you've got it. So I'm going to turn this sideways because that sometimes helps me get this maybe a little more straighter than normal. But again, no guarantees. And I've got a piece on the inside. And if you want, you could always layer this designer series paper onto another piece of 2-tone cardstock or just cardstock. That's your preference. Let's see if we can get that centered side to side, top to bottom. Okay, so on this one, I have added basic white cardstock onto a piece of Old Olive 2-tone cardstock. And the front of this says, Sending Lots of Sunshine, Sweet Springtime. I wanted a different greeting. I'm still doing Sending Lots of Sunshine, but I stamped from that stamp set, You Brighten My Day. So that's what I'm putting on the inside of this card. And again, head over to my blog post because I will have measurements on there. Let's see if I can get this one centered, side to side, top to bottom. Looks pretty good. Oh, I forgot my yellow. I forgot my Daffodil Delight. No mistakes in stamping. All right, light side, dark side. I want the dark side. I was thinking that looked a little strange, but luckily I used my tape runner and not liquid glue. I might have, even if I had used liquid glue, I might have been able to get that off in time. You do know that if you do use a tape runner and you put something on, you don't like it, gently heat it with your heat tool, and then you'll be able to get, use one of our, these are for our paste, our embossing paste. Use one of these to sort of help lift and pick that up. And I just knocked over a whole thing with my rulers in it when I went to grab that out. So sorry about that. All right, on the front, and I'm going to mount this onto my DSP before I mess up again. So I have basic white. I have colored with my blends. Let's see. You would think this pattern on here would help me, but maybe not so much. Okay, I have that on there. And then what I want to do is build the front of my card. So I know that's my label. And what I did was, here are, I lost one. Here are my die cuts. And on one of these, I snipped some of the bottom off. I wanted one a little bit smaller. And yes, I could have just scooted this up more, but again, that adds a little bit more bulk to the center of my card, and I didn't want that. I try to be conscious of that, and yeah. So I am just going to use my tape runner on the back of here. You could use your liquid adhesive on that. And let me get this sort of lined up. That is probably where I'm going to want that greeting. So I'm just going to kind of sit it right there for now and know how far that will stick down so that it will be covering my gap. And I think I can come just a little bit lower. Right, and then now I'm going to press that down. I'm going to attach the one at the top. Okay, before I attach it and press it down, let's make sure. Let's move this just a little bit. Let's see. See how I like it. Okay, I like it there. So this is going to be my greeting. And this is a silicone mat. I took one and excuse me, I cut it into 4 pieces. Excuse me, so sometimes at a class, if they need just a little bit of not sticking to their grid paper, excuse me, I have that for them to pull out and use. All right, so let's see if we can get straight. Looks good. All right, now my little ladybugs. So I did do 3. I don't know if I want to put one inside or not. So we're going to see what I'm going to do. On here, I stamped in the Memento ink. All of this was stamping with Memento ink. And I'm not really sure if you can see that, but I colored in with my blends. After I colored with my blends, I just took my Versamark ink pad and stamped all over the top of my coloring. Applied clear embossing powder. Heat set it with the heat tool. Let it cool. Do not heat set that and immediately take it and use the die cut to cut it out, because you'll have a hot sticky mess onto your plates. But just let it cool off, cool to the touch, and then I die cut them out. So that gave my ladybugs a nice little shine to them. Just a little extra something. So I have these. I think I might do that. And then I did color and cut out 2 little tiny leaves that are from this bundle, but I'm not sure if I wanted to use them. It was just a little something extra that I thought I might add, and I think I might. Okay, so I am going to attach 1 ladybug, and this card, yeah, I think of my mom. When I was doing this card, my mom, that was her thing, was ladybugs. Mine is flamingos. But yeah, my mom's was ladybugs. So this is reminding me of my mom. All right, I've got a piece as part of a dimensional here. So put that on the back of this one. Put that one up here. Now I'm going to attach this little piece of leaf here. And if you're thinking, oh my gosh, Leigh, that's sticking off the edge, that's okay. That's okay, because it's not going to matter. So I'm going to get my liquid adhesive out. This is our multi-purpose glue. I just have mine in a very, very fine tip bottle. It's easier for me to control. And I'm going to grab my tweezers, because I have small fingers, but sometimes, yeah, that doesn't work well. Small fingers, but I'm sometimes all thumbs. All right, now I don't know. Do I want to stick one down here, up here? I think I just kind of like that one. Yeah, no. I think we're just gonna stick one. You know what I could do? I could stick that one there. I've already colored it. I've already die cut it. So you know what? We're just going to stick that right there. All right. Now we're going to attach this panel to our card. And the easiest way to do that is you can use tear and tape. You can use liquid adhesive. Speaking of liquid adhesive, I should probably cover this up. Or your tape runner. Seal Plus, I mean, whatever. But you only want to apply your adhesive to your, what I'm calling tab. This is your tab. So I am generously applying adhesive to this tab. not going over my score line. Now also, I want my front panel to cover up this part. The easiest way to do that is to, and I turn it again sideways because it's just easier for me to line up. I'm putting this to where, placing it to where I know it is covering that inside panel. Okay, this side looks straight. Looks kind of even top to bottom, and I'm just going to press down. That gives me, again, cards have been made with this with like a hinge with cardstock, and again that will leave some bulk, but I love this fold. It is so easy, it's so simple, and I just think it packs a lot of punch with what you're doing. So on this I used another here, low profile sparkle dots, and then these are when I used them for this, as of that time, they were on the last chance list. So I put the yellow one on there. I think this is colors Darling Duckling. That's what I had that seemed like it matched. I don't think this is Darling Duckling. I really think that's Daffodil Delight. But you know what? It could be Darling Duckling. Like I said, I don't know where my project sheet is for this. I think I left it in the other room when I was cleaning up from class. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this just a little bit different. I'm going to put one here. And let's see if I can get this off. These things are like stuck like glue on here. They're self-adhesive, but sometimes they are so hard to get off. And then I have customers that just, oh my gosh, they just pick them off with their fingernails. And I think I'm going to put this one, I went there, I'm going to put this one right up here. Okay, so that's it. That is my creative fancy fold card. And I'm just hinge. It's just like a hinge fold, but I love it. It's so easy to do, and you can change your designer series paper, your greeting, your die cuts. You can emboss with embossing folders. You can change this up so many ways, and it gives you so many possibilities, and that's what I truly love with a layout or a fold. So again, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Make sure you check out my blog, Stamp with Leigh, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.